Hey everyone! Remember how Dune Part 1 left us on a massive cliffhanger? The wait is finally over. Dune Part 2 throws us right back into the action on Arrakis. We get to see Paul and Jessica's journey with the Freemen. The story explores their fight for survival and their rise against the Harkonnens. Get ready for a wild ride. This film is visually stunning. The vast desert landscapes of Arrakis are breathtaking. The special effects are out of this world. The sandworms look even more massive and terrifying than before. And the action sequences? Let's just say Timothée Chalamet, as Paul Atreides, really brings his A-game. He shows us Paul's transformation into the legendary Muad'Dib. But it's not just about the action. Dune Part 2 delves deeper into the complex themes of the book. We see the clash of cultures between the Freemen and the Empire. We witness the political intrigue and the fight for control of the spice. This film will leave you wanting more. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the book or new to the world of Dune, this film is a must-see. Paul Atreides is not the same young man we met in the first film. The harsh desert of Arrakis has changed him. He's tougher now, more resourceful, a skilled warrior. He's embraced the Freeman way of life. He rides sandworms like a pro. But more importantly, he's starting to understand his true potential. Paul has visions, powerful ones, that show him the future. He sees himself as Muad'Dib, a messiah-like figure to the Freemen. They believe in him, trust him, follow him into battle. This power could be a gift, or it could be a curse. Paul has to make some tough choices. He has to decide what kind of leader he wants to be. Timothée Chalamet nails this role. He conveys Paul's inner conflict so well. We see the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. We feel his fear, his determination, his growing power. Paul's journey in this film is all about finding his place in this new world. He has to embrace his destiny, even if it means sacrificing a part of himself. The Freeman people and their fight for freedom are central to the story. They see Paul as their savior, the one who will lead them to a better future. Let's talk about Chani. Zendaya is back and she is fierce. Chani is no damsel in distress. She's a skilled warrior, a loyal friend, and a strong love interest for Paul. In this film, we see her step into her own power. She becomes Paul's teacher, helping him understand the ways of the Freemen. Chani is a survivor. She's tough, resourceful, and she knows how to fight for what she believes in. She's also deeply connected to Arrakis and her people. She teaches Paul about the importance of water, the power of the spice, and the Freeman way of life. Zendaya brings a depth and complexity to Chani. She's not just a love interest, she's a force to be reckoned with. The relationship between Chani and Paul is a complex one. They come from different worlds, but they find common ground in their love for Arrakis and their desire for freedom. We see them grow closer as they face dangers together and fight for their future. We can't forget about the villains. The Harkonnens are back, and they're even more ruthless than before. They want revenge after losing control of Arrakis. Baron Harkonnen, played by Stellan Skarsgård, is as creepy and menacing as ever. The Harkonnens are driven by greed and a lust for power. They'll stop at nothing to regain control of the spice trade. They're a formidable enemy, and they pose a serious threat to Paul and the Freemen. We see their cruelty and their cunning in this film, and it's terrifying. Dave Bautista returns as Rabban, the Baron's nephew. He's bigger, badder, and even more brutal than before. The Harkonnens represent everything Paul and the Freemen are fighting against. Arrakis is more than just a desert planet, it's a character in itself. This film truly brings Arrakis to life. We see its beauty, its dangers, and its power. The sandworms are a sight to behold, even more impressive than in the first film. They're massive, majestic creatures that command respect. The spice, the most valuable substance in the universe, plays a central role in the story. We see how it's harvested, the dangers involved, and the lengths people will go to for it. The spice wars are a complex and brutal conflict, and this film doesn't shy away from showing the consequences. The environment of Arrakis is harsh and unforgiving, but it's also beautiful and awe-inspiring. This film really makes you feel like you're on Arrakis, experiencing the heat, the sand, and the ever-present danger. Dune Part 2 introduces us to some intriguing new characters. Each brings their own motivations and complexities to the story. We meet Stilgar's right-hand man, who becomes a valuable ally to Paul. He teaches Paul about Freeman customs and traditions. We also encounter a mysterious figure known as the Preacher. He challenges Paul's beliefs and forces him to question his destiny. His presence adds another layer of intrigue to the already complex plot. The new characters seamlessly integrate into the world of Arrakis. They add depth and complexity to the narrative, expanding on the political landscape and the fight for control of the spice. One of the most interesting aspects of the film is how it explores the themes of trust and betrayal. Paul has to learn who to trust in this dangerous new world. He encounters individuals who offer help but may have ulterior motives. The stakes are higher than ever as he fights to survive and fulfill his destiny. In Dune Part 2, the Bene Gesserit, a mysterious women's order, plays a significant role. We delve deeper into their plans and prophecies, uncovering their true motives. Lady Jessica, Paul's mother and a member of the Bene Gesserit, faces her own set of challenges. She must reconcile her loyalty to the sisterhood with her love for her son. Her journey of self-discovery and the choices she makes have far-reaching consequences. The film explores the concept of prescience and the dangers of knowing too much about the future. The sisterhood's presence adds an element of intrigue and suspense to the narrative. One of the central themes of Dune Part 2 is the power of belief. The Freeman's faith in Paul as their messiah, Muad'Dib, fuels his rise to power. It highlights the influence of religion and how belief can unite people in their quest for freedom and a better future. The film explores the dangers of blind faith and the potential for power to corrupt. Paul grapples with the expectations placed upon him as Muad'Dib, realizing the fine line between leading a people and becoming a figurehead for their own agenda. We see the impact of Paul's visions on both himself and those around him. The Freemen interpret his premonitions as signs of his divinity, further solidifying their belief in him. The film raises questions about the nature of leadership and the choices we make in the face of overwhelming power. Dune Part 2 doesn't shy away from the horrors of war and the fight for survival. We see the brutal reality of conflict, the sacrifices made, and the toll it takes on both sides. The film doesn't glorify violence but portrays it as a necessary evil in a world driven by power struggles. The ending of the film leaves the audience with a sense of both hope and uncertainty. Paul's journey is far from over, and the fate of Arrakis hangs in the balance. We are left to ponder the ramifications of his choices and the potential consequences of his actions. The film hints at the vastness of the Dune universe and the potential for future stories. Dune Part 2 is more than just a sequel. It's an experience. It's visually stunning, emotionally gripping, and thought-provoking. It stays true to the spirit of the book while delivering a cinematic spectacle that will leave you breathless. The film's success lies in its ability to balance action-packed sequences with moments of quiet reflection. We get lost in the vastness of Arrakis, the intensity of the battles, and the emotional journeys of the characters. Whether you're a fan of the book, a sci-fi enthusiast, or simply looking for a captivating cinematic experience, Dune Part 2 is a must-see. Get ready to be transported to the world of Arrakis and embark on an unforgettable journey. Dune Part 2 is a testament to the power of storytelling.